Come and join us mudlarking on a return visit to Bedwellty Pits. Here we are, back at one of our favourite local haunts, a place called Bedwellty Pits. We're on the Sarawi River in the Sarawi Valley, a valley that is full of industrial history and social history. It tells the story of so much that not only affected the people here, but right across our United Kingdom. And as we've got this gorgeous last hour or so of winter sun, let's see what we can find today here in the river. Come on, come and join us.
And there you have it.
Oh, what have we got left?
Our first ball of the mudlark. Titleist. You've always got to get a ball when you mudlark. There's a nice piece of green. I always like to find green. I don't find much green, but there's a nice piece. Piece of glass there, but it's not really very well worn. Oh, there's a stone, hiding in a stone. Well, it may be freezing. There may be snow, frost and ice around, but don't panic. Spring is on the way. There. I've done it away. Oh, that's pretty. It's green. Very pale green. It's newly smashed from something, so I think that must have washed out of the dump not very long ago. Oh, what have you found?
There we go. A little bit of river glass. That's more worn than yours, isn't it?
It is.
It's been in there a bit longer.
That's very nice.
And just there,
Where?
under the stone my foot is on, I can see a bit of, is it beer bottle?
Oh, under there.
Yeah.
Oh no! It's an poison bottle. So it's a poison bottle and it's green. It's got the ridges on it. They used to put the ridges on these poison bottles. So if you were looking for your medicine in the dark, if you felt the ridges, don't drink that. That's not your medicine, that's the poison. Horseshoe.
Is it a piece of horseshoe? I don't know. It looks like metal and it looks...
Oh. I don't know. I don't think that's a piece of horseshoe. It's too small, I think. Even if it'd been snapped off. On the other hand, it could have been off a little pit pony because the pit ponies were very small. So there's a possibility. I'm not 100% convinced, but it could be. Ah, here's a sign. It's a sign, but what's it a sign of? You think that's a lollipop lady sign?
I think it could be.
Can you open it out, see if it is?
That yellow on the background, possibly, I don't know if the picture of the child crossing is on it any longer. See what I can do.
I'm not sure. It could be a lollipop lady stop sign.
I'd say it has to be because
Got this shirt.
there's only, yeah, that's what she held, the lollipop.
Yeah.
So I think it's the only two signs you'd have like that. Lollipop lady and a stop go when you're at the traffic light.
Yes.
And that would have to be red one side, green the other. This is a red circle with a yellow in it. There was a picture on there, I think, of a child crossing, if it's the old one.
Let's turn it over the other
but
side.
It's faded away now. All gone.
Not a lot to see
So
on
you can
there.
see the red and yellow, can't you?
Yeah.
Red circle, yellow centre, and picture of a boy and a girl crossing the road or something on it. You know, it's amazing the stuff that we find in these places, but it's also amazing the history behind these places. And I often speak of the industry here and the industrial heritage, the social history, the famous people like an Iron Bevan. But you know, all of that was born out of a time 150, maybe a little more years ago, when this wasn't the place that it is today. It was not this idyllic. And in the mountain behind me there, right at the top, the place called Cefn Golau, there is a reminder of those days. There you find a graveyard, not the Cefn Golau graveyard with the parish church, but just beyond its boundaries there's a small graveyard. There's about 6 rows of graves, about 30 in each row, perhaps 180 graves, 3 to a grave maybe. On some of the gravestones you see that whole families were just about wiped out. There's a grave there from a mum and dad remembering their 20-year-old son. And it's all linked to an event that happened here. And that was the cholera epidemic. Because that little cemetery was opened in 1832 for the epidemic that took place. But then in the summer of 1849, there was a second cholera epidemic. And that's what the majority of the graves refer to. There are now 25 approximately stones still standing in some shape or other. Some you can still read the inscriptions. Another 25 or so lying around broken on the floor. But those that you can read bear witness to the fact that they died from the cholera, and also that so many were employed at the ironworks. And it's hard for me to imagine what it must have been like back then, and I'm sure it's hard for any of us. But I'd like to give you this quote that comes from a book published in 1985. It was written by Adrian Vaughan, and the book was called Grub, Water and Relief. And this is what it says. Utterly remote at the head of the Sarawi Valley, the town was a man-made hell. Men and children worked, killing hours in the smoke and filth of the foundries, and were maimed by molten metal. Their only medical help was to be administered by penny doctors. Their wages were paid in Homfrey's private coinage, and banks were not allowed in the town. So the workers spent their coins in Homfrey's shops, buying food at Homfrey's prices. Poverty and malnutrition followed, and disease followed both. What must have seemed a never-ending cycle of poverty, despair and disease led to a conscience that was forged into the people of this community, raised men like an Iron Bevan, and gave to the United Kingdom a National Health Service. Now that's what I call history, and that's what impresses me as I walk through these places. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of history, but let's carry on looking and see what finds we've got today in the River Sarawi.
Right, we have to cross to the other side of this river. The water's cold, deep and quite fast flowing in places. We have no choice, so come on, pop your wellies on, we're going in.
I got a baby brick.
Oh,
I think it's probably half a brick, well worn,
so, yes.
but I like to think of it as a baby brick.
Very sweet.
Not cute.
Right, here we go. Oh look, they tempted me in with a piece of pottery in the middle of the river. It's old and chunky and it's white. And here I can see, don't know if I can pick it up, a lovely fossil. Right, let's keep going.
Possibly different.
You think so?
Again, I wouldn't trust me.
No, Phil is the one who always ends up in the water, so why I'm following him, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Hang on. Look, I see something.
What is it?
There, under the stones.
Under the stones. With the white?
Yeah.
Oh, I see something. I think, is it a bottle top? Let's try and move some more stones out of the way. Got it. Whatever it is, I've got it. Ooh. And I've lost it. And I've got it again. Oh, look, it's another piece for our car. It's to hold a wing mirror on. We are slowly building a whole car, but it's going to look like a very weird car. We're so close, but so far. I've just got this one deep bit here. Let's see how deep it is on Phil's wellies.
I'm okay.
He's got much larger stride than me, so
Slowly is that.
see if we can get over. Oh, there we go. That wasn't so bad.
Is that a piece of...
What's we found here?
There's a bit of white again sticking out under the stone. Probably a bit of white pottery, is it? Or a stone. The temptation to put my hand in, but it's freezing, this is.
And deep here as well. We got it. All that, and it's plain white.
There might be a bit of patterning.
I think it's more likely to be dirt, but... Oh, a hubcap.
No.
No? Oh, it's a saucepan lid.
Saucepan, bach, veldy on the tarn, etc, etc.
You started Phil singing now. So there we go, a saucepan lid. Aluminium. What have you found there?
I think it's a handle. Think so? A little handle of a mug or something?
Oh,
off
yes.
a jug?
No? Yes, I thought it was a foot for a minute. Yes, it's a little handle. There's some metal there. Wonder what that is. To move that stone because it seems to be jammed. Nothing exciting, just a strip of metal. What's Phil found?
No, it's a bit deep on my wellies.
Oh, it is, yes.
Yeah, it was really, if you go there, it's really shallow. You take one step forward. I just picked that up. I think that's very old. Is that very old something or other? Or is it just a stone? It seemed very, very flushed on the one side.
Not sure. I think that's, yes, that's a piece of pottery or stoneware. Move that bit of stone. I've got a piece of blue and white. Oh, not only is it a bit of blue and white, it's a piece of handle. What have you got?
Would you say that is a very rare piece of a base off a marmalade pot?
Oh yes, we don't find many of those. Only about 20, 30, 50 per mudlark.
I tell you, the people of Wales and Yorkshire love their marmalade.
They did. This is the place we came before and found bottles that had fallen out of this banking. There doesn't seem to be much fresh down here at the moment, but we're going to walk along further to see where the best bit was, to see if anything else is there. Ooh, what's Phil got? Let's go over, have a look. Oh, it's very lumpy, sorry about the rough ride. Oh, there's a sweet little bottle. And there's the remains of a cork in it. Nothing written on it, unfortunately. A very nice bottle.
We've got a Diga.
Oh, Diga brick.
A Diga brick, which I think would probably be Tradiga.
I think so, yes.
If we had the old brick.
There's a little piece of pottery. Do you think that's plain or patterned? Plain. Oh, so is that blue? Oh, look at that. It's blue glass. Unfortunately, it's recently smashed. Which means there could be more bits of blue around here that they smashed off. We will keep our eye out. Don't forget, shout if you see something. Oh, doesn't want to come out. Some ridged pottery. What is a mudlark without some ridged pottery? There's a lot of erosion along here. Let's see if we can see anything sticking out. Right, there's a bit of broken bottle there. I don't want to pull anything out because we'll undermine this banking and it's precarious enough as it is. But let's keep looking, see if there's anything to see. Lots of bricks. Gotta watch where I'm putting my feet. Oh, there's a little plastic bottle with a little pointy nozzle on the end. I wonder if that was hair dye a long time ago. Looks like an old squeezy bottle. Let's have a look what else is here along the way. Nothing terribly exciting. I think all the big things tend to land there, roll their way down, and then when the high water gets here, it carries them off into the river. Let's give our bottle a little wash and see what it is. New Tony hair cream neutralizer. Rinse well. Plenty of water in there.
Right, I think I've just made one of our best ever finds in this valley, on this river, possibly in Wales.
I'm excited because I haven't seen what Phil's found.
No, Caroline hasn't seen what I found, but I will now reveal all.
Oh, Phil, just whatever you found, please.
I'll rephrase that. The last time we came here, it was in the summer, and the brambles and everything made it impossible to get to where we are. We got here today, and I'm so glad we got here in time for something that's fallen out of the banking.
Give me your stick.
But has not washed away.
Ooh.
Or been too severely damaged.
This is getting exciting. Oh, it's big. Wow, look at that. What does it say on there? This stick is a nuisance. There we go, pop it there. And we give it a rub. Exon and something. Annikel Brewers, Chapel Street, Bryn Mawr, 1823. Wow, that's a beauty. It's a shame that it does have a little hole in it.
Is that 18 or 19? Can't tell, I haven't got my glasses.
I think it could be 1923.
I think it's more likely to be 1923.
I think so, yes.
Now then, it gets better.
Go on then.
It gets better because what I have hidden from you all and Caroline is the awesome truth. Which is...
Wow, you got the other bit. Oh, it's not the whole thing, but it's a bit more of it. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, there's still a bit missing. Still. Oh, you've got more? Oh, you tease.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Folks, it doesn't get much better than this.
Oh, look.
Look at that. You haven't got to guess what was written on it, my darling?
Saxon & Co. Botanical Brewers, Chapel Street, Bryn Mawr. Probably 1923. Well done.
The funny thing is, I never knew there was a Botanical Brewers there, but we were on a site near Aberdare just a few days ago, and I mentioned we were opposite where a Botanical Brewers had once stood, and we were looking for artifacts linked to it, and then we turned up here, a completely different Botanical Brewer.
Brilliant.
And there it is. Look at that. When we can put that together, that's going home, that's getting cleaned up, that's going to go on display.
Lovely. Mayfield is washing his treasure. That is such an exciting find.
I'm well chuffed. Tell how chuffed I am. This water is well below freezing. I'm so excited I forgot and started washing it. Oh, I don't care. I don't care if I got cold hands. Let's see this in all its beauty. Look at that. It's like as if, 1923. You'd swear that's 3 years off 100-year-old.
Yep, it's not bad.
Goodness knows how long it's been in the dump, under the ground, washed out. And look at it.
Yep, I don't think I'm going to look like that when I'm 3 years off 100.
You'll still look beautiful to me, dear.
Oh, soppy date.
I want to lift home.
What's this little pointy thing here? Oh no, that's rubber on a steel bar. It's some sort of roller, some industrial roller or other. Probably moving a conveyor belt along. And here, can you see this? Is this a coin? I can tell you now it's not a coin because we see these all the time and they're very flat stones. One teasingly flat stone that look like a coin. Now there's a very old bit of flooring. I wonder if that came from a factory or a coal mine or a mill or even the brewery where the bottle came from. There are lots of these weird and wonderful shapes, and I'm not sure if they're fossils or if they're some sort of industrial waste from the furnaces up at the steelworks. Oh, now that looks quite round. Put that stone out of the way. Do you think that's a stone or something man-made? Well, that's going to be man-made, isn't it? The shape on that, but I've no idea what it is. Or was. A bit of plate, plain or patterned. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I've got a few things in here. What's this? Right, that looks like the front of a scooter or a bike. Or is it? No, wait a minute. It could be, yes, there are the pedals. So that's a child's bicycle or tricycle from probably the 50s or 60s, I'd say, by the age on the things we're finding here. What's that? Is that a piece of pretty ceramic? Oh yes, it's only a tiny piece, but that's nice. And there's something electronic here too. Oh, piece of circuit board. Now that's not from the 50s or 60s, I don't think. Then again, I'm not that good with electrics, so it could be.
I've got another jigsaw puzzle.
Ooh, let's have a look. It's not as big as the last one, is it?
No, it's not as good a find, but just to illustrate, this has fallen out of the banking. It hasn't been washed away. We tend to find lots of little bits, tiny bits of white pottery.
Yes.
Because when this runs 500 yards that way, through the torrent of the water, it smashes to smithereens.
Yep.
But here we've got definitely a rim. Definitely another rim, I don't think. There you go.
Oh, perfect fit.
That's a match to that. Obviously it's not all here,
Lots of bits are though.
but sometimes we pick up pieces and say, oh, this is probably a pudding dish. Well, I'd like to say with some confidence, this was probably
A pudding bowl.
a pudding dish. Because actually I think there may be enough in there to build this.
Ooh, we build that as well.
So, I'm taking it home. It's another jigsaw puzzle for the Johnsons.
Then. Right.
And I think it's something by your foot.
Wait,
Just there.
let's have a look. Oh, I can see
You see
it.
it?
There. Oh, let's have a look.
It's not a natural shape, is it?
Oh. Oh, it's an amber bottle. It's not screw top. Let's have a look. I think it says, oh, it says Milton on the bottom. Now, Milton used to make bleaches, sterilising fluids, that sort of thing. I haven't got enough sunshine to show you the colour properly. Let's turn around. Ah, there we go. That's not so bad. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Lovely.
Which I think probably beats my finds then.
You think so?
Yeah, I thought my pot was pretty good, so I think
Oh, your pot is good, but your flagon is pretty impressive.
yes, but I've
10
just
out
got
of 10 for that.
a couple of other little bits
Oh, right.
off the bank in here. Bit of glass. I can't see if there's anything significant written on that.
England,
No,
England, I think. No, Welland. I'll
Okay.
check that out.
that was just in the water on the edge. You can see where that's been washed a bit, but it's still got a bit of an edge. And then that one.
Ooh, plain or patterned. Ooh, nice blue and white. Yep,
And
and
that one.
plain or patterned. Oh, just a nice little bit of cobalt blue right on the edge there.
Okay, it was worth it for sure coming here, but now we want to check downriver, and there's one small problem. The water levels are too high for Caroline to walk through the water, and the erosion, which we celebrate because it exposes all our finds, has left us with a 4-foot climb, and Caroline's only 5 foot tall. She has said that she doesn't believe it's physically possible for me to get her out of here. We'll be back in a moment, and you can find out whether I have to leave her on the banking or whether we make it. See you in 2 minutes.
And just for the record, I'm 5 foot 1 3/4, and that 1 3/4 is very important.
Right, hang on then. If you'd like to just walk and face that to there, and just to give some idea of our perplexed situation. There we are. There is Caroline, all 5 foot 1 3/4, getting ready for her exit. Don't fall in the water, dear.
something red there. Let's move this out the way. Oh, it's a big lump. Oh, now that doesn't look old. Oh, it's a Hello Kitty button.
What goes with your nice pink gloves, dear?
They're not very nice anymore. They're rather
And your
grubby.
pink hands underneath from where your dye has run.
Ooh, what's that? Now that looks like the voice box from a doll or a teddy. Let's have a look, see if there's anything on it. No, there's a very rusty battery. Nothing written on it at all. But that's what I'm going for. Either a doorbell, but I think more likely a voice box out of a toy. Ooh, a bit icy there. But there's something in there. What do you think that is? Let's have a look. Oh, it's a little coach of a train. The wheels are gone. Oh, that's lovely. I think it's copper too. Or it could be plastic. I'm not sure, and I'm not taking my gloves off to find out because it's far too cold. Oh, that is lovely. Uh-oh. Is that real? Pyong, pyong. Oh, have we found a mobile phone? No. It's just the back. Oh, there's something in the water there. A bit deep. Oh.
Ah,
What's
it's
that?
a bit of insulator.
Oh yes, we find lots of insulators, most of them broken.
The thing is, there would have been probably telegraph poles running the whole length of this valley, but they were superseded, knocked down, and all the bits landed in the water.
Yep, and we find them.
I'm going to venture into the water, but there's a bit of a drop, and due to the fact I couldn't leave that flagon behind, or all those beautiful bits of glass, all the nice coloured pottery, this is getting heavy. So that comes off. Oh! But I'm taking me grabber because I'm not putting my hands in there. I don't know if folks can see what I'm going for down there, I don't know. There you go.
I think they'd rather see you jumping down there.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so, yes. Oh, he's down. And he's not in the water.
Right. Now, we often talk about insulators. We often say about bits of insulator. We mentioned one earlier. Well, here's an insulator with some writing on. Here we go.
Right, that's what Phil's after. Down there. Don't know if you can see the biggest white blob that you can see. It's the best way of describing it. You nearly dropped it.
Here we go, my love. There we go.
It's an insulator, and written on it is GPO, General Post Office.
So that would have been the telephone lines or telegram lines, telegraph poles, wouldn't they, as we called them in the old days. So there we go. Found it. Now we're going to get back up.
Which we shall watch again. Which could even provide us with great hilarity. Oh, such agility, like a gazelle.
Not bad for nearly 60.
And that's an old bottle, old as in vintage. 1950s, 1960s bleach. Ooh. Can't see anything written on it. Do you recognise that bottle? Does anybody remember what would have been in there? Oh, now that's a big ball. Shoot 5.
Well, here's a little roundup of a few other bits we just found. Gorgeous bits of glass. We've got green, we've got clear, we've got blue.
Ooh.
It's a lovely few finds.
Pretty.
Little bit of writing there. Probably brewery.
Probably, I would say yes.
Yeah. Little collar off the top of a pot. Some colours, you see. We've got the blue. Nice little bit of
yes.
colour going on there. A bit more blue. Blue and white. Not Cornish way, but blue and white. A little bit of green. Bit of an handle. Jug handle, perhaps.
Yeah, probably,
Enough.
I'd say.
Bit of ridge pottery, as always. But all a nice little mixture to go with all the other things we found. But as I say goodbye, I think we have to end with the star find of the day. Hope you've enjoyed as much as we did. Hope you were half as excited as we were when we found that gorgeous flagon. And until the next time, don't forget to be with us. Give us the thumbs up. Share the video with your friends. Be happy, be back soon. Bye.